Hey guys, Stitches here. Excuse me. And welcome back to some more Let's Play Plants vs. Zombies. Last time we did the survival night hard. This time we're doing the pool hard survival. So this one, I think the strategy is pretty obvious from the get-go, is we're going to try to want to set up cattails. If you notice, I skipped the Zen Garden section this time. It was honestly just because I don't have that much to say in the Zen Garden. And I know some people are like, why would you skip the Zen Garden? And it's like, well, all I'm doing is clicking in a bunch of different spots. And you honestly really don't want to see that. And if you do, I'm sorry, but I think it's boring, so I chose to cut it from the video. Womp womp. Let's take a garlic. That was kind of a weird choice to plant the garlic before a sunflower, but alright. I don't really know what to expect on this level, but, you know. I'm mostly trying to do, micro defending. Which means just using, what I mean is I'm just using the, like, bare minimum amount of sun to defend against whatever zombies are coming up on. So I'm really only using potato mine for this first 2 flags. I just realized those guys have repeater fire rate, which is good. So see, that's my strat. It doesn't work necessarily all the time, but yeah, he can hit guys even like that get right up next to him, so. But yeah, we're gonna try to double row, double sunflower. My mouth tastes kind of weird. I had coffee for breakfast, but like, I don't know why it left this weird taste in my mouth. Maybe because I'm not used to... Ooh, that's almost the wrong move. Almost messed that up. Having a watermelon thrown at your head like that would be super painful. And then there's gonna be someone who's in the comments who's like, yeah, no duh. Just kidding. I've noticed that comments aren't really a thing anymore on YouTube. Like, a lot of people actually don't go onto comments sections anymore. It used to be that, like, you'd find videos with only a couple hundred views and you'd find, like, at least 50 comments. Might be better to start getting some slowdown on these guys. Because this alone is already like a high DPS output. I'm not gonna upgrade the middle sunflowers, only the outer ones, and the only reason I'm doing it like that is so that way when the plants, once I get double sun, I'm actually gonna cut back. So we're really doing only 8 double sun, not double road, not 12 double sun. Which, I mean, who knows, that could mess me up in the long run doing it that way, but thought I saw something for a minute on my other screen. I'm having an encoding problem again. Hold on. Hold on a second. I think I need to restart my computer real quick. Hold on. So I will be right back. I forgot to restart my computer before recording this. Dough. Alright, sorry about that. I just wanted to show, by the way, that when you are in your menu, it actually shows you your progress in survival. Oh, there we go. The game is running so much smoother. I was wondering why it felt a little choppy. The game paused there. That was because I was moving the window. It won't run if I move the window. Look at that cone zombie just melt. Just gonna obliterate you from existence real quick. See, what I want to do is I want to replace these with melon pults. Alright, what complicated shit are we getting? Oh, cactus? Oh, but we already have... Oh, but then we got you, and you're annoying, and I hate you. You. These guys do have a solution, however, which is if you look, we don't have to deal with anything else that's metal in this round. So what we'll do... What I might do is I might shift, put like another garlic here that shifts them back. I don't know at what rate they're gonna spawn in though. It also opens up other mushroom options. Bro, I could plant the sea shroom and use it for 75 sun. That's so not worth it. All it would act is as like a very small wall. Garlic, and then... So I think here, I'll start... Melon bolts recharge faster than I remember them doing. Also, the game got kind of loud, so I can turn it down. And I think I'm gonna do it like that. Yeah, now I think cattails may be programmed to target balloon zombies first. Regardless of other zombies. Otherwise, they focus on taking down just the first zombie they can. In the event that something goes awry. Yeah, I could definitely see it going past the zombies there. So yeah, they do seem to target the pool, the other zombies first. So balloon zombies, depending on what level you're playing on, can be very annoying or very non-issue. Here I would say they're pretty non-issue. And we've kind of already proofed for these, so... Oh, I gotta pop up, my bad. I need to get rid of that. Fucking hate pop-ups on my computer. It'll be like software I haven't used in a while just because I don't need it anymore, but I'm too lazy to turn off the pop-up that's like, hey, you could buy this again and start scanning your computer now. And I'm like, no, I already have a better software that I trust more. Because the other one wants to give me like VPNs and shit, and I'm like, I don't want a VPN from something that I was only supposed to clean up like driver garbage data. Since I have to constantly fucking install and uninstall drivers on my computer. I already have all double suns. What else could I really add to this? I suppose spike plants, but that's really it. These things can have pumpkins on them. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take some spikes. Where is Take you and you just in case. Then two. This would get rid of a lane, which I don't need. Could take Starfruit for some spread damage and put them there as a slightly cheaper alternative. There we go. This should just be enough to idle most of the rest of the way there. Yeah, the gameplay loop of Plants vs. Zombies after a certain point can become pseudo-repetitive. I don't know if I want to dig up the garlic or not. I think I'll just leave him be. This was one of the issues I did consider when I was playing the game, or considering playing, just considering, we weren't even at the stage of playing it, was that the late game gets kind of like, oh, pick these plants, they're the best plant. It gets pretty metagamey, where it's like, oh, just pick these plants, don't worry about anything else. And I mean, you don't really have to do too many strategies. Like, we've had a few unique scenarios where it's like, oh, I have to pivot. But I mean, you know, how many of those were caused by, like, player end mistakes on my part? I always thought that cattail looked like a newborn baby. Because, like, it's got that same type of, like... I don't know if this is a thing in other countries, but here in the US, typically, when a newborn baby is born, the hospital, at least where I live, will give a, like, cloth beanie to keep their head warm. It's like a loose-fitting cloth beanie. And it keeps their head warm because they don't have hair. And hospitals can get kind of drafty because they're typically mostly white buildings. Oh no, my DPS isn't high enough. They're touching the things. We're probably going to see Gargantuars here soon. I will see you. See, I was already future-proofed. Though we're at a point where these guys aren't even a worry anymore because of the high DPS to begin with. You know, I had a lot of plans for this Let's Play, but I honestly think that a lot of those plans... There were a lot of plans I had that I may have even talked about in previous videos that might be shelved for a while. Just because, like, I'm gonna do, like, the console-specific videos. And then that's gonna be about it. I'm really not gonna expand... Because I'm only doing the HD version and then the... I'm only going to be looking at the HD version and the DS version. I'm not going to be looking at the, not going to be looking at the DSi version. I'll probably talk about the DSi version maybe, but there's a lot of versions of this game. I'm also not looking at the mobile version really, so. You know, it's just a matter of like, there comes a point where in a Let's Play where like it's gone on for quite a while. And this is one of those Let's Plays where I'm starting to get that feeling that things have gone on for quite a while. And I feel like maybe, you know, people are going to want some new, fresh blood, so to speak, when it comes to games. I don't know. On the chopping block, I've actually been looking at Mother 1. That's definitely a game that exists that I have played before and do like quite a bit. Love the Mother series. Can't really complain about it. Mother 1 kind of sucks because they just kind of had some systems that are like, why are you like that? But other than that. Are there any dolphin zombies here? No, not yet. Or they're just not gonna come. There is kind of a point where I wish, like, in Plants vs. Zombies 2, they had this really nice quality of life function where you could just reselect between levels the last selection of plants you used in that world. Or I forget if it's in the game or in that world. I'm actually curious about something. Okay, it doesn't get rid of the pumpkin. I wasn't sure if it'd delete the pumpkin. Yeah, there's no real reason to do more than one winter melon on each row. Gonna dig up this garlic and replace them with spike weeds. Sorry about that. This center row is just raw fuck you energy. Because everything else is just everywhere else. I don't know if I've mentioned this on the channel. I know I mentioned it on my Blue Sky page. By the way, go follow my Blue Sky page for personal updates and stuff. If you care about what's some of the stuff that goes on in my personal life, I kind of talk about it there. But I recently beat The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for the first time after like owning the game for almost 8 years, like since it came out on Switch. Like it was the first game I got with my Switch was Breath of the Wild. And I was just like, I beat the game and I did all the shrines, most of the side quests, and I beat the game and I beat it in a very funny way because I beat it. Oh, see, there he is. I beat it in a very funny way where I was like, I beat the game using the Tunic of the Wild, the Hero of the Wild set, which not a lot of people like using, but it was what I picked. And then I also picked the not just the Hero of the Wild set. I also picked the In the final fight, you're supposed to ride around on horseback, and the game will give you a horse if you don't have a horse. But I did the final fight on the Master Cycle Zero from the DLC. Alright, we're gonna need some Splody boys just in case. Wow, those spike rocks are on some of their last legs. But the game was pretty fun overall. At one point, I ended up doing... It wasn't the same continuous save. I did, in the past, like, year or so. I think it was in the past year. I restarted the save. I restarted the save. And, you know, I honestly don't regret that. At all, really. Oh, you don't have a... Yeah, see, these dancers can get quite annoying because they'll keep summoning backup dancers. Oh, I'm gonna Zen Garden plant. I guess we'll check out... I guess we will get Zen Garden footage this time. Because I want to see what that is after this. But, you know, I beat the game and it was pretty good. I also beat Red Dead 2 this year, or in the past year. That was a really good game, and it actually got me so addicted to the series that I started Red Dead 1, which is a much simpler game. But I almost like Red Dead 1 a little more because I'm really not a big open world survival guy in a lot of regards. I'm not the biggest fan of open world survival games for the most part. And, you know, Breath of the Wild and Red Dead Redemption 2, you know, they kind of take the first two game, they kind of do that take on their series. Let's see here, they're coming in. Kind of get those. Guys obliterated, maybe. Yeah. Our defenses, they're faltering a whole lot. And I mean, part of what helps is those spike rocks actually act very tanky against these guys specifically. What also helps is the, I that kind of fucked me up a little bit. Oh, there we go. Well, that's that. See, we can take care of Gargantuars, no problem. Earn more survival trophies to unlock the final survival mode. I didn't even realize the text changed. Anyway, what are you? What was I saying? Oh, Breath of the Wild and Red Dead 2 both kind of tried to take the open world survival There was kind of an open world survival kick kind of after Minecraft hit. Because, like, well, that's sandbox survival. A lot of people really got into, like, survival games for a while. And, you know, that doesn't, like, not everything needs to be a survival game. I'll say that. And I know the survival aspects of Breath of the Wild are a lot of times what people aren't big fans of. You know, there are a lot of people who say the cooking system in Breath of the Wild makes the game a little too easy. Also, weird thing to note about the Breath of the Wild is, I did the Master Sword trials, and I swear to God, the middle trials were, like, way easier. Or, the middle trials were, like, way harder than the final trials. The final trials in that game were, like, pretty easy, in my opinion. Mainly because they give you ancient arrows, so you can kind of just, there's also a point where you have to take on a Lynel. Oh, we got a Tallnut. That's neat. It's a walnut-sized Tallnut because of the fact that he's not matured yet. But, you know, there's a Lynel in that area, and you get, like, a mighty Lynel bow from killing him if you kill him legitimately. Which, you know, mighty Lynels aren't that difficult. Lynels aren't that hard of enemies. I do want to, like, post a clip. There's a clip on my Switch that I saved, where I, like, parried a shit ton of, Guardians in a row. Because it turned out there was actually a shrine in the, area where you go to get your, Hero of the Wild set. So, I didn't realize you could get that shrine. I thought it had to be the last shrine. I also didn't realize certain shrines were repeatable. I didn't realize that the combat, test of combat shrines, the test of strength shrines in Breath of the Wild were repeatable, but I guess they are. Anyway, what's next? Fog and roof. Great. Well, that'll be it for this one. So, you know, as always, thank you all for watching. And if you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button. You should also subscribe, hit the bell icon if you want to get notifications. Additionally, there's a link to my Blue Sky in the description. Again, follow my Blue Sky. It's a social media page. Check out the link to my Twitch channel in the description. That's a link where I live stream occasionally. There's also a link to my Ko-Fi page where, coming soon at least, you will be able, for $3 a month, to become a monthly member. And you can get access to content early. By the way, that's exclusive to monthly members. So you do have to enter a monthly membership in order to see the stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.